What is hatching, Tug Peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with Season 4, Week 6 of the GBA. And today we are facing the one and only PG, Shady Penguinn. And I apologize for no 2 weeks in a row without a prep talk. I haven't been feeling terribly well this week. We had a lot of trouble, not a lot of trouble, it was just things just kept coming up because Shady and I both live real lives outside of the internet, and we just had a little bit of trouble getting everything set for this match, and I had a few health complications and things. So no prep video. This is Master Kyle from Twitter sporting his Pittsburgh Pirattatas t-shirt. So thank you, Master Kyle. I hope you see this and give the video a big thumbs up. Now, I want you guys to know I did not bring a hyper-competitive team today because I've been playing with hyper-competitive teams, and to be honest, it's really starting to annoy me. I mean, I'm all for competition, it's just I keep getting beat with teams that I don't want to bring, but I feel I'm forced to bring because it's a competitive atmosphere. Well, we're 1-4, so I'm bringing a team I want to bring, and we're going to have some fun today. So let's get going, Bucktooth Bucko Nation. We're going to start out with HitmonTop, bringing back HitmonTop again. Switching up a little bit, and it turns out Shady is bringing almost the exact same team, which I saw on the team preview, so I'm like, okay, we have a pretty good idea what he's doing, let's try and work around it. Now, I think he is just going to straight up switch out the Azelf, which he does do, and I actually kind of expected Regirock to come in and set up the rock, so I figure toxic damage is going to be good on a wall. So, let's set some up. Now let's go for a close combat, because anything he wants to do for us, which I assume he's just going to set up rocks, isn't going to hurt, and I can gauge how much his close combat is going to do with the toxic damage, probably take him out next turn if I get enough. And it looks like, depending on that was probably right around a mid-damage roll, depending on the set he's running. I don't know his exact evs. But I do know that I should be really close to taking him out with another one. So we're going to go for 2 and hopefully take him out without getting any damage on HitmonTop. But I know anything he wants to hit me with isn't going to do probably about half, even at -2, because I'm completely physically defensive. And we're going to take that like a stinking champ. Not even half damage at -2. Now, mind you, we intimidated the Azelf, so it wasn't even an intimidate off on this. And he is going to get finished off by the poison, which is going to give HitmonTop a kill for this season. The poison damage benefits HitmonTop in the decision for that. And new guy's going to come out here, and I'm expecting the fake out. I don't think he's going to go risk right away into U-turn. I think he's going to go for the fake out for residual damage because he knows I can't do much, because he knows I'm Intimidate, not Technician at this point. So I'm going to go into Blue Collar, because Blue Collar can switch in, take a hit, switch right back out, and get that regenerator. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to take that, and that does a little bit more than I would have liked it to. But we are completely specially defensive and max HP if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to bring HitmonTop back out here, because I'm expecting the U-turn, because it will probably take me out at this point. And we're just going to get that delicious Intimidate off, going to lower his stats, and this U-turn is going to do next to nothing. Because, again, HitmonTop is just a monster. Now, we're going to try and figure out what he's going to go on to. I'd really like to get these rocks off. I was kind of hoping he would go into anything besides Azelf. And that is what is going to come back out. Now, I don't really want to let anything come in and take a hit, but I should have at this point. I should have, because this is my physical wall, and just like last time, everything on his team was stinking physical. Now I'm thinking, well, maybe I can take a Zen Headbutt if he's scarfed, but I can't because, you know, stuff and things. But I do know that he is most likely choiced, so I'm going to go into Freight, who is going to resist the Zen Headbutt, and he isn't going to want to stay in and take a huge hit from anything. So he's going to go out into Juliet here. And I am just going to double switch. And I was really hoping that he was going to bring in Guts, Assault Vest, Conqueror, but he didn't. He goes into Melodic. And you know, why didn't I think of that? I don't know. I was really expecting that to come out, get the Guts boost off a burn, and then just drop drain punch the crap out of me because I wouldn't be able to do anything if he had an assault vest. But that didn't happen. Gonna go for the Scald here, gonna switch back out into Slowking, and actually that was the Ice Beam. Now he goes for the Scald, and I'm like, I am going to eat those up. Now I'm gonna go for the Psyshock here. I kind of expected him to switch out to something else, and Psyshock hit everything on his team for neutral damage except for Clouded, which I didn't expect for him to bring back out with the possibility of a Scald. So he's just going to stay in the Scald. So I'm like, okay, he's dedicated to scalding me and it's doing no damage. Provided I don't get burnt, I'm going to get all of this health back when I switch. And I'm going to take this time to set up the sunny day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who haven't seen Shady Penguinn's video already, I'm rocking the sun. Why? Because I wanted to do this in our first matchup. Why? Because almost everything on his team gets wailed by sun boosted fire attack. Of course, except this Melodic. I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, Tup, you just brought in Heatran on a Melodic. You are going to lose 1v1. And that looks like it does about as much as a Substitute's going to do. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to take 2 more of those. Easy peasy, unless he gets high-low roll. And I'm going to go for the Solar Beam. That's right. I brought Solar Beam Heatran, gonna hit you like a freight tran right in the face. I was really hoping this do a little bit more damage, especially since I'm timid, max special attack, and Life Orb. Unfortunately, Melodic is just the beast from the east and takes that a lot better than I was hoping. Really glad he didn't go for a Magic Coat there, or Mirror Coat, whichever one mounts back to special attack, because turns out he didn't have it, and that was really good for us. So I'm just going to set up a Solar Beam because anything he wants to switch in, I mean, aside from Scissor, which I really didn't think he would try and do because at that point I just kind of figured even if I went for Flamethrower, which is what I had, it was going to just wail whatever came in. But I went for the Solar Beam just to be safe because I didn't want to not knock it out and then he be able to get the recover off and then maybe not good down the line. Having that Melodic and the Regirock down, Heatran is going to go down here to Ambipom, who is going to get the kill, which is Sad Face. Even though I love Ambipom. Ambipom is one of my favorite 4th gen Pokemon, and I really expected him to switch out into Scissor here. Expecting a physical hit, and him to be bulky, and that just didn't happen, and he takes a Heat Wave way too well, and it's just like, doggone it. But, you know, you make the risky plays, you mispredict, and that is what happens. So he's going to go out into Clouded here, and I have 2 options. To figure out, make him lock himself into something, and then bring in the appropriate switch, or switch out, take Rock's damage, and this thing wouldn't get much left anyways. And he's going to knock off my Heat Rock. Crobat was another one of my Sun Setters. He was supposed to be the main one, even though he didn't get to it. So he's going to go for the knockoff here, and he's going to knock off my Dragon Fang, and I am a Mixed Mets, and I miss the Draco Meteor, which did have a slight chance to OHKO, but I really just wanted the residual damage on this thing so I could come in with All-Stot, fire off an Ice Shard. Well, actually, I would have probably just came in an Earthquake because I knew he would switch to save this thing because he needs it, but that isn't going to happen. I'm going to have to go for the Stone Edge, and I am going to get the crit here. Now, I know what some of you are going to think, oh, well, that balances out the hacks. Well, yes and no, even though it probably wouldn't have ultimately changed the grand scheme of this match. I probably still would have lost at this point. But it would have been nice to have a hacksless match, but I digress. I have no hard feelings whatsoever. I beat Melodic one-on-one with a Heatran. That is what I am taking away from this match. So I'm going to switch out here, go into Blue Collar because he has to go for Bullet Punch. He has to. And I'm just thinking, can I mind game him here? I mean, I'm pretty much just grasping at straws because I have 2 Pokemon left, both of which get super effective hits from this thing. And I'm just thinking, if I could get off a single attack on this thing, it would be so amazing. And after this Bullet Punch, I'm thinking, what is he going to try and set up a Swords Dance? Just to, nope, he doesn't. But I mean, like I said, I didn't have anything to do here besides go for the Fire Blast, which I was carrying. And Blue Collar is going to go down that Working Lady, getting the sun up, making it possible for Heatran to just destroy that Melodic. And All-Stot's going to come out here and unfortunately, ultimately, bite the bullet, pun intended. Bullet Punch is going to finish the match. So even though that was a 4-0 differential, I feel that match was, I mean, granted, he still had quite a few mons at full health or next to full health. I felt that match was a little bit closer than the score dictated. Of course, I may just think that because I'm so freaking excited that I got off a solar beam on Heatran killing a melodic. Because, I mean, that's what I'm taking away from this, because that was the best moment of the GBA for me thus far, getting to beat that melodic with Heatran. And it happened, and that's all I want. So, we're excited for that. If you have any questions, say, oh my gosh, why did you bring such a scrub team this week? Hey, guess what? It was a scrub team that I single-handedly put together myself, and that was actually literally the first week that that has happened. Usually I have a few friends who go over my teams, we brainstorm whatsoever, our schedule just didn't line up this week, and I put this team single-handedly together by myself. Kind of expected him to bring Garchomp, which he didn't do again. And I think I probably put a little bit too much investment in preparing for that. Whatever, no problem. We're 1-5 now. So, I think we probably have the worst differential in the league now. So we are, I'm gonna say, probably mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So these next couple of weeks, I am just going to put together the best group of Pokemon that I can come up with, that I want to bring, that I just want to come and have fun with. Because, I mean, even if I win out the rest of the season, I'm one game in the positive. But, I mean, I have to play Dan again, who, for some reason, everyone thinks I have the best opportunity to beat. But that wall core is just incredible. Yeah, so we're looking to go against the Milwaukee Saucebucks Magnitude next week. And, spoilers, go away from this now if you don't want a spoiler on his match. He won. So he is also sitting at 1-5 now. So next week, one of our two teams will be sitting at 2-5, and the other one at 1-6. So how exciting is that? We're finally having an even, well, aside from the first game of the season, an even matchup battle. I think, I don't know, from what most people consider two of the worst teams in this league to date. So, hey, guess what? We're going to go up against Steve. We're going to fight to the bitter end, and we are just going to have a slobber knocker, a fun match, and yeah, we're going to line them up, knock them down, and see what comes out at the end. So alright guys, this has been OldManTup. If you have any press conference questions, again, I think I already said this, I have a tendency to rant at the end of my videos. If you have anything you want to ask, like, oh my gosh, Tup, why didn't you run yada yada yada? And I'll be more than happy to laugh in my head and give you an explanation that is befitting of a person that is mature. Even though that would probably not be my first reaction based on some of the suggestions that I've had in the comments. I love you guys. I love you guys a lot. All of my Bucktooth Buckos are near and dear to my heart. But you're going to say, hey Tup, why didn't you run this? Hey, guess what? That's not what I wanted to run this week. I brought this because this is what I wanted. This is what I have. And hey, guess what? It's easy to coach from the sidelines. And like I said, I love you guys. But if you're going to be like, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's probably because I watch the power rankings too much that I get in a somewhat bitter mood when they say, whoa, he didn't do this, this, and this, and I told him he should have done this, and I love Tom. I do. I love Tom and Danza both. They are my homies. They have helped me out so much since I started this. And like I said, I probably just shouldn't watch the power rankings, but I do, because they make extremely good points. But it's one of those things, they don't know exactly what I'm thinking when I build my team. I don't know exactly what they're thinking when they're criticizing me, even though they say most of it. And like I said, I just love them. So no, don't go and tell Tom and Danza they are buttholes or anything like that, because they are swell fellas. So alright guys, this has been OldManTup, and we will come back at you with a press conference on Monday or Tuesday. So you can look forward to that. Alright, Bucktooth Bucko Nation, we're going 1-5 in the next week against the one, the only, the creator of the GBA, Steven, aka The Magnitude. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.